Right, I think we should be going live. Give me 2 seconds to show you my headset's not connected. Whew. Should be connecting. That's all right. It's not actually connecting, which is a bit annoying. If you can hear me, let me know. Drop me a comment down below. I'm here, obviously, supporting you in your Amazon business and want to be helping out. So I'll give you a bit of an update on where we're at. 1 second. I'm just going to kind of transition through. Okay, there we are. Cool, fantastic. So if you can see me, drop me a comment down below. Say hi, Tom. Hi. Just going to be supporting you in your business. Obviously, welcome back. Drop your comments down below. Just kind of updating that now. Oh my God. Let me know if you can hear me. I don't know if my headset's actually connected. 1 second. Yeah, I thought my headset's connected, but I don't. Oh. There you go. I believe my headset is now connected. I just want to double check. So great. Can you hear me now? Sorry, I have just changed it. Yes, that should be working fine. Fantastic. So that's great. Cool. So let's give you a bit of an update on the business, where we're at, what's going on. So I kind of talk you through my business. We've got a couple of people actually already. Gigs says, hey Tom, hey Gigs, how are you getting on? Are we live on Instagram? Let me just check that as well. Turn down the volume. Change over. And I've got lots of messages to deal with. Just waking up at about 5:30 in the morning when I wake up today, so really nice and busy. We are live right now on Instagram. So if you guys are on Instagram, I can see it. Well, it's not showing up yet on this. I will just see how we can get this working. So I can see a couple of people on Instagram already. Merch Mover has joined and said hey as well. So guys, while it might not be showing on my screen share, which other side it is, I can actually see you on my phone, so I can definitely see that, so don't worry. There we go. Got a couple of people now live. Fantastic. Cool. So that's good. If you've got questions, drop them down below. Also, we'll get them answered. So to kind of give you a little bit of an update on where the business is at with myself. Some people have been saying like January isn't as good month as what we've had in the previous years. If you want to know, January is the third best month that we've had, that we get statistically. That's like the way it kind of works. So last 30 days, let's kind of have a look through. Should we say 200 UK? 221, you can see what there. We are down versus last month, 24%, and 29. Last year 24% down, 29% versus last days. We've not been trading as high. We're more profitable now, but versus the last 30 days, obviously December, 29% down on that. But if you just kind of look at the last 7 days, see how you guys are trading. We're about 10% down on last 7 days, which is basically 50 odd K. So it's all right, it's not too bad. Like, I'm pretty happy with that. I say not too bad. Oh my God, still 50K in a month or in a week. You definitely take that, be very happy with that. But obviously seeing a lot of questions coming in around people asking simple things getting ungated. Amazon are now more lenient than ever getting ungated. You can use things like Nike online arbitrage invoices from the Nike store and like Adidas to get ungated even from buying it online. And then the other one is the fact that you can also as well, should we say use, should we say a lot of other people actually are talking about like Amazon taking their stock back. That's causing a problem in like holding their stock back, should we say, when they are shipping in products. So that's again an annoying thing as well. So like kind of getting reclaims on missing stock. So let's kind of jump through. Here. So a couple of questions coming in. Obviously, if you guys are on Instagram, I can see you as well right here. Even though it's not fully updating over this side. But if you want to know right now, I am also in the Philippines. Hey, it's updating. Fantastic. So Warren says, what price did you use? Do they really increase sales volumes as people claim? So we use SDK. That's the price we're currently using at the moment. And why do I like it? It has automations. I really like automations. I like the ability to move from one rule to the other. Generally, repricers, I just think about them, they do one or two things. They either match the buy box or they go lower. That's it. And you want to see if they're doing actually what you think they're doing. Now, we use that. I quite like it. It has a lot of other functionality. I think it's good. But I do think that, do they increase sales as people claimed? Yeah, I think if I turn my repricer off and try to do it manually, we have like, I don't know, 300 SKUs that are actually active, live and selling, for example, then I would never be able to do it. That'd be impossible. So the repricer definitely does help with that. And we can see it when we tweak the pricing or tweak the rules, how that changes. So yes, they do definitely work. I think if you've got 10 SKUs, you know, when you first start out, do it manually, absolutely fine. After a while, then obviously you can do it you can do it automatically after that. But I wouldn't worry. But once you've got a few, like more than 10 SKUs, I think you can do it automatically with a repricer. And by the way, a lot of the repricers have like 15-day free trials, so you can do those and daisy chain them. But Warren, let me know if there's anyone in you're worried about in particular. But we use SDK, it's great. Other people use Be Cool, used to use Repricer Express. I probably you can pay like $30-50 for a repricer. It's generally not too expensive. You don't need to go to the more expensive ones. We've tried some more expensive ones, not being a big fan. So that would be my thoughts behind it. So let's do this. Can you show us how to buy a VA? Oh. Sorry, I pressed a button on my headset. So how can you show us to buy a VA? Well, if you're going to do it through Fast Track FBA, just fasttrackfba.com/VA Academy. Fasttrackfba.com/VA. We go to the Fast Track FBA website and buy a VA that way. That's really it. So I think you kind of jot that question in 3 times. Like, can you show how to buy a VA? Can you how to buy a VA? Can you show how to buy a VA? So yeah, we can do that. Just fasttrackfba.com to buy a VA. Obviously, you can do it yourself through Upwork, Fiverr, onlinejobs.ph yourself, but obviously the quality you're going to get is going to be really varied. Like, I won't lie, the first probably 5 VAs I hired, I eventually ended up firing because I realised they're all rubbish. And the other thing which I'll say about hiring a VA is the fact that it's not just about hiring a VA, it's about how you manage them, how you performance manage them, and what you do, what does good look like, what does bad look like. That's something really, really important. So I'd strongly recommend, like, if you're going to hire a VA, do it through Fast Track FBA VA Academy. Why? Number one, you're going to get a good person. By the way, all the training in the world won't solve a bad person hire. If you hire a bad person, you can't train. A turd is a turd. You can't train. You can't, should they, train a good person or a turd, you say. Then, and I'm not saying anyone's a turd, by the way. I'm just kind of trying to use an analogy. And then the next one is you're going to get all our SOPs, how we track, how we performance management them. So you're going to learn all of that as part of the package. And then the final thing, or the 2 other final things, or the final thing really, is that we have an aftercare support team. So if you get in trouble over the next 13 weeks or the 12 weeks, so it's like 3 months effectively, you are going to get that support window. And then finally, if you're not happy, you can get unlimited replacement VAs. And then finally, if you're still not happy, you can get your money back within the first 3 months. So definitely you can do it yourself, but I probably wouldn't recommend. So we can certainly go, I'd recommend doing it through us. So Warren answered yours. Let's come through Gigs. Gig said, hey, my VA who I purchased through the Fast Track FBA, so it's through us guys, started today. She's really good on her first day. Can't wait to go to business. Fantastic. The one top tip I'm going to advise you, building a team with virtual assistants is amazing. Now, it's also hard, and it's about learning people management skills. So what am I going to recommend? Number one, it's always about looking towards the future, supporting them towards that. Tell them it's going to be hard. Tell them the next week's going to be hard, but you're going to be here to support them, and you're going to be working together, and you're looking forward to this growth. You've got some great optimism now, absolutely fine. But if you tell them it's going to be hard, they'll be like, when it is hard, they're like, oh, okay, fine. I thought it's going to be hard. It is hard. And also the other one is attend the weekly support calls every week with my HR manager, Jade. Why do I recommend that? Is just being around, listening, asking questions is going to really help you out. Half of the battle in building a team is leadership. She was going to really help you with that. She knows how I run my company, so I speak to her pretty much all the time. She will help you out. But hey, really, really pleased you've hired a VA from us. I'm glad they've done well. Obviously, you expect to have problems, and obviously when they happen, cool. We're going to have problems, we go through it. Like, I'm always doing it on my team, but hey, really, really good gigs, loving it. Let's go through. Curious to know, what password manager do you use with your purchasing managers? So interesting, if you want to know, someone recently told me LastPass was hacked. We had been using that for a bit, but it's not something that we really kind of got into. Another one people recommend now that we've heard about, I've heard about a few. What's the one that people talk about now? Oh, I'm thinking about the word. Sorry, I need coffee. I haven't actually yet sipped my coffee yet. So what's the one that people talk about? The one that people talk about is Keeper. It's like Keeper Security or something. Keeper, not A-E-R. And it does password manager. And that's supposed to be better. Like people like it. It hasn't been hacked yet. Yes, there's problems. So, but we don't actually use one. I just give my passwords to the purchasing managers, and then we change them whenever someone leaves. Why? Because we feel that the password managers are great, but right now it's not something that, if they really wanted to steal the information, they could do it with a password manager or not. It's not very hard to do. because the password manager automatically fills it out, so you could easily do it. So we just say, look, I'll give you the passwords and then we'll change it. We are reviewing that, but we don't know if it's a good thing. So we're going to look at probably keeper security over LastPass, and that'd be a thought. Just a quick shout out to Kosa Cuffs and Shaz S3. Shaz, let me know if you've got any questions. I see you always join, but let me know if there's anything you want to ask. Appreciate that, don't be someone who sits on the side, do be someone who asks questions. Let's kind of jump through blockchain society. Hi Tom, do you think it's better to cast a wide net and literally be a jack of all products for selling FBA, or niche down to a certain category? 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to answer that in 2 ways. Number 1, I don't know the answer because I think there's pros and cons to both. But number 2 is I'm going to talk to you about what I know about successful sellers who've done very well. And I do actually know successful sellers in both areas, but I probably know more successful sellers who have niched down rather than gone wide. So I think my advice would be go wide to start with, understand a lot of categories, and maybe set yourself a time limit or a revenue goal. Once I hit the revenue here, once I achieve this kind of goal, this post, I will be then looking to niche down into the ones that work. If I give you an idea in my business, what do? Well, we have a team of VAs. We set them. By the way, have a lot of VAs. We break them into categories, so they work on niches, and then they have shared categories whereby they're doing anything. So I think the question is we do go a bit more varied, but really niching down to where we're trying to go because we understand there's efficiencies in that. And if I give it to a really good level, a good friend of mine, Alex Hormozy, Gavin Sweeney. I wish Alex Hormozy was a good friend. Oh my God, I'd be like super intelligent. Gavin Sweeney says that because he knows sneakers, but then also because not only he knows how sneakers niche works, he also knows the suppliers of sneakers. He knows how their cashback works, all their coupons work, and as a result of that, he can really 10x his results that he gets. So I think that's a really important point. And I think that's something to consider whereby you can niche down. So I definitely think about niching down, but I would certainly go wide to start with to find out what you're doing. So let's go through how much does the VA cost. If you're looking to hire a VA through us, Fast Track FBA VA Academy, you will pay a one-time fee of about £850 or $997. And the ongoing cost, we don't pay it, it's yours, you pay it directly to the VA. It's about $500 or £400. If anyone's interested, fasttrackfba.com/VA. Let's go. Hey Thomas, how are you getting on? Hey Hammond. Let me know how you're getting on. Any questions you got? We've got a couple of people on Instagram. Saurish has joined. Jack Snillgrove has joined. Rimwell Digital has joined. Guys, if you've got questions over on Instagram, drop them in. I can see you. You are right here. Honestly, I'm here to help. I do an hour. This week I'm only doing 3 days. Why? If you want to know, I'm in the Philippines right now. And I'm going to go to. I need to make my way back to Mexico City. So I need to go from I need to fly from Mexico City, or should I say the Philippines. Basically, I'm in an island, Boracay. I need to get on a boat to get back to the mainland, or kind of mainland. Then I need to fly to Manila, then Manila to Qatar, Qatar to Madrid, Madrid back to Mexico City. So it's going to be a long couple of days from Friday through to Tuesday next week. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, do ask questions, guys. If you're on Instagram, I'm here to help. I will answer them. Blockchain society. Do you think it's better to be a jack of all trades? So you just asked this one, and then you said also once VAT registered. Do you think there's a long-term value once VAT registered using VAT registered and Prep Center for the jack of all trades approach? I kind of get it because you have tweaked it. By the way, I am VAT registered. I have a Prep Center, and we do pretty much, I'd say, jack of all trades. So I'm not saying I'm the most successful seller, but it has worked. Why? Because think about all your edges. You're always looking for an edge in your Amazon business, and my edge is the fact that I can manage teams and I can operate at a bigger scale than other people. If you can do that, I think you're going to be in a good place. I really do. That would be my kind of advice, but I do think that you need to be willing to operate to that. If you want to stay small and nimble, then going niche is going to really help you out in that. But if you do want to build a team and doing jack of all trades and doing all the different categories, I think that's an option as well. But people are just going to understand the category maybe better, and they're going to get competitive advantages. So it's up to you. But by the way, when we talk about niching down into category, we're probably talking about at least 1 year's worth of work that's what I would kind of be considering niching down. So it's a big investment of time, and that would be my kind of consideration for you. So like really understand that. That'd be a big thing. So blockchain society, let me know if that answers your question down below. It's a really good question, and I think that kind of like hopefully shares my thoughts on it. Guys, if you've got questions, drop them down below. Josh has said hi. Hey, Josh. Hi. Josh, how are you getting on? Let me know if you've got any questions down below. Obviously, I will answer them. I appreciate I'm kind of slightly off my normal time. Right now, if you don't know, I am in the Philippines, and it's something that I'm should we say, doing at the moment, kind of around the Philippines, supporting my business. So something to really think about there. So, but I will be making my way back to Mexico City, like I just said. Quick shout out for all you guys. If you are interested, the one thing I do want to say right now is we have reopened our Fast Track FBA Seller Academy. Now, quite simply, I'm looking for 20 people right now to be able to teach my 7-figure framework to. I've got 2 businesses, 7 figures. I pretty much run them about 2, maybe 5 hours a week. 2 hours is operational. I teach you how to do it in 4. And how we operate them. I give you literally all the SOPs. I literally show you exactly how my meetings are run with all my team members. You can see examples of that. I give you the trackers, all the SOPs, the guidelines, how we do it all in my 7-figure framework. We have a sourcing mastery course, admin mastery course, business mastery, or should I say purchasing mastery course. They're operational, and then over the top of that, we have our business mastery course, which is all the way I work and my mindset and how we operate it. On top of that, we also give you 3 months worth of leads. We give you USS, and you get 4 calls a week with myself and my team. So that's 1 call with my sourcing team, 1 call with my purchasing team, 1 call with my admin team, and then 1 call with me and my business manager. And really, if you have any questions, you can jump into those live group calls and ask. They're unlimited. You just get access forever for those. So that's something that we are doing within the Fast Track FBA Seller Academy. If you go to fasttrackfba.com, you'll see it. It'll be on the main page. If you come in, just click I learn more, and obviously you can see more about that. But I am looking just for 20 people. We're going to be open until like next Thursday, I think it is, and then we're only looking for 20 people to take on board. This is the 3rd wave right now, so we've done about 40 people in the past, and the idea is we're looking to take on another 20 this time. So if you're interested in scaling up your business to 7 figures, you want to learn my framework, you want to learn how I've done it, and get access to me, not on a call like this, but actually on a Skype call once a week. And also you can ask my team questions directly. I'm not even on the call. You can ask my team directly. That is going to be something to help you out. So maybe you've found value from the content that I've done. Check out fasttrackfba.com, look at the Seller Academy. Perhaps maybe that might be something that does interest you. I'll have a look on the website now. Let's kind of go through. Ismail, hey, how many products excluding variants do you have? Oh, I don't know. Like SKUs? Probably like 1,000. Probably like 1,000. That's, I think, the question we probably have. Yeah, that's in the UK. USA probably like 500, maybe like 300. I'm not too sure. By the way, I wouldn't really look too much around like the number of products. I don't think it's one of the best metrics to look at. In the Seller Academy, I talk you through all the metrics that we use and the way that works. But I think for you, the real question is you're trying to optimize between spreading your cash around, but also number 2 is getting the best return on that. And we talk about how to do that. So do check that out. I would probably not be looking at that metric, if that makes sense. Like number of products. Just find as many as you can, go wide. The only metric I would look at, don't spend more than 5% of inventory on any one product, or cash value, 5% of cash value. So if I had 100,000 in cash, I'd never spend more than 5,000 on one product. I'd be going too deep on that product. Hope that makes sense. Gig said, I was looking through the VA handbook and was overwhelmed by all the information and templates, which are great. What are the most important templates to refer to? You should get it already, Gigs. And by the way, let me know, like, overwhelmed. It's really good because we've actually cut it down. So I'm very interested to know, like, how have you looked at the one that got released last week? If so, how did you feel overwhelmed? Because I'd like to make it better and improve that. So please give me your feedback. But number 1, the most important template you're going to use is the tracking sheet. That's it. It's something that you want to use every single day. And what do I mean by tracking sheet? You're telling your VA how many deals you've purchased of their sourcing. Why? Because they know what's working and what's not, and then my team can track that and support you and see is your VA on track or off track. That's the most important thing. And why? Because they don't even need to be told they're not performing. You can see that, or they can be told you're doing really well. So it's that tracking sheet. The VA Academy will share it with you. There is a lot of documentation in there, videos in the book, in the guidebook. Don't worry. Do look instead at, should we say, going, just using the tracking sheet, and we'll guide you through that process. I hope that makes sense. But let me know what made you feel overwhelmed. By the way, you're starting to hire a team member as your first team member. We really want to make sure you've got a lot going in, a lot of information that you need. So hope that makes sense. Let's go through Leo Roberts. Guys, if you're on Instagram, I can see it. You're just joining down there. So we've got Sorish, Rimmel, Claral, and I can't pronounce that. Edel Castro. Hope that makes sense. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong. But let me know down. Obviously, if you guys have got a question on Instagram, do drop them down below. I will answer them. I am here to help you out. Is there anything? Is there any advice? Is there anything you can advise to someone like me who wants to be a VA with no experience? You could work for us potentially. Apply for us with Fast Track FBA VA Academy. Sweet Success on Instagram. Hey, just see it down there. Or the other one is perhaps maybe you can find clients on your own. You can contact people directly. That's it. Like put your names up on job advert sites. That's all I'd probably say. I won't lie, it's hard. I think we probably get about a 1% success rate of the people who apply for a job. Why? Because it's a hard job. I hope that makes sense. Flippy says, what's the cost of the course? The cost does change for what we do depending on what previous products you've purchased. So to give you an example, if you've bought the USS before, that's going to reduce the cost. The one thing I would probably say is jump over to Fast Track FBA Seller Academy and have a look there. It tells you more information. You can see it as well. You can book a call with my team and find out. That's the thing that I probably really recommend. The cost will change depending on what you've purchased us before, because what we understand is that as part of the package, you're getting some things that you probably already bought with us. So really, if you found value in the content we produced, or perhaps maybe used some of our courses, the VA Academy or USS before, that's, they're the kind of people that are really going to benefit from the Seller Academy. Why? Because they kind of follow our methodology of working. There's lots of ways to sell on Amazon. I don't know that. We believe in building simple, scalable virtual teams, simple, scalable virtual businesses, and hence I've done it there. I travel right now in the Philippines, and that's what we're doing. So have a look at fasttrackfba.com/seller, or you can just go to the website and go Seller Academy on the top. You'll see it on the homepage. And the idea is that that's going to really help support you in understanding what the cost will be based on that. So do look at that. And I think Josh has asked the same question as well. So how much does it cost to Seller Academy? Have a look on the website. And by the way, you'll need to speak to our team, because we'll give you a discount based on your purchases. So I hope that makes sense. Sweet Success says down here, hey, Sweet Success. Let me know if you've got questions down below. Good to see you. Let's go jump through. Mark, how do you engage with the prep center in the USA? Sometimes you need to get photos. So what you could do is you could ship the products to your house rather than to a prep center. You could ship them to a prep center, and that's basically just a secondary trading address for you. It's absolutely fine. We've not had problems around that. Think before you post. If just joined on Instagram, hey man. So how do you engage with the prep center? We've literally, really speak to your prep center and say, hey, can you take photos, all 6 sides? That's a really, really bad example, a round bottle. One side, 2 sides, 3 sides, 4, top and bottom. So 4 plus top and bottom. That's a really big point. So I really recommend doing that. And then they'll send you the photos, you get the invoice, start getting ungated. Amazon's now being more lenient than ever before. So I hope that makes sense. You can definitely do it. I've seen a lot more people getting ungated now with a lot less than they used to. You can use Nike store invoices for OA. It works really well. Whoa, need to drop my key. Coastamina3, hey Coastamina3, how are you getting on? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know how you're getting on. Max N said, I started selling on Amazon USA and I've gotten so much more cancelled orders than in Canada. Do you have any advice around it? We weren't even doing large quantities. Yeah, I'll give you one tip. Call them. Just call them. There's 1,000 different things that it could be. Call the supplier and ask them why they cancelled. That's the top tip that I'm going to say to you. But what are we talking about? Here, we found it in the UK. We get a bit, but not too many. USA, absolutely incredible. And there are some other things you can do, and we do it enough getting started USA course, the remote seller. But I think my advice for you is just get on the phone and call the supplier. Hey, you cancelled this order. Please tell me why. Keep doing it. You're going to start learning all the different answers about why the cancellations happen. Different billing address, shipping address. Your IP address is outside of the, is 1,000 miles away from your billing address. what's it called? Different computers being used. A friend of mine, Gavin Sweeney, I interviewed him like last week. His interview went live today. He talked about how they're tracking the screen resolution. If the screen resolution is different from one computer to other, sourcer, purchaser, then they'll cancel the order because they're like, so there's like so many different things. Call them, get on the phone. Hey, you cancelled the order. What happened? That's going to really help you out. Hope that makes sense, Max. Ismo, hey, would you recommend Alibaba if not an alternative Alibaba? I've never used it. We don't do private label. I'm an arbitrage seller. If you're going to ask me, I'd really recommend looking at people like, do we know in the private label space? Anyone know any good private label people? I'm sure loads of people have done it. It's not my thing. I do arbitrage. I can do wholesale. I can recommend people in wholesale, but the private label space isn't something that I look at. So yeah, sorry, I can't do any recommendations. I hope that makes sense. Facebook user, hey Facebook user, how are you getting on? Guys, before I jump on Facebook user, I just want to say if anyone's on Instagram, even Sweet Success said, hey, if you've got any questions, please drop them down below. Honestly, no question it cannot be asked. If you want to let me know, drop a comment and I will answer them. I'd hate Instagram to be quiet, like, hey, we need someone there. So let's going to go through. Facebook user said, what's your attitude towards higher priced electric items like printers, kettles, dryers, etc. in regards to increased risk of returns, getting scammed? What percentage of stocks are there? I don't know what percentage of stocks they are, and I'm sure you probably don't either, because they're a metric that you probably don't track. We don't track that percentage because it's not something of interest. The one thing you can look at is what's your average order value and increase that. That's certainly an idea of doing higher priced. I think in the US, our average order value is about $60. In the UK, 2 in the morning. Sorry, in the UK it's about $50. 25 pounds. So quite a bit higher in the US. What's my thoughts about them? I really don't mind. I have no problem. I think they're a really good opportunity, and I think they're a really good opportunity to, should we say, make money out of. Now, why do I say that? Two things. Number one, Gavin Sweeney, interviewed him today. He's done a previous interview with me. Rakon has joined and Jimmy Coates has joined over on Instagram. And think before you post, just want to say a big shout out to those guys over here. Hey, good to see you guys. Let me know if you've got questions down below. Coming back to Facebook user. I did an interview with Gavin Sweeney. It's gone live today. This is an update interview, kind of like where he's at. We talked about the UK versus USA. Now, if you look at the previous interviews I've done, when he started out, what did he do? He was getting printers. Literally printers. He was going out buying printers for like 50 to 100 bucks, selling them for 200 bucks on UK in the UK during COVID times. Worked really, really well. He managed to double his money every month for 3 months running. Worked really well. Now he talks about using the USA, higher priced items. He talked about doing sneakers. That worked quite well. By the way, risk of items getting returned scammed. Generally, you manage returns in a percentage terms rather than thing. So long as you're not buying £400, $400 things of Lego, which could have a really high return rate. Generally, electrical items, they're generally fine. There's not really a problem. Printers, kettles, hairdryers, absolutely fine. There's no problem. Oh god. Pardon me. Sorry, yawning. But I think the question comes is higher price items fine. Also as well, Gavin Sweeney did it, so I'd say there's no issue. By the way, I also know the other side. I know a lot of other sellers who sell very low value, high volume. It works really well as well. So there's no one size fits all. There's no perfect answer. It's completely up to you. It's really where you want to go. That would be my advice. So let me know, Facebook users. Let me know what your worries are outside of risk of getting returned and scammed. Maybe what your stock percentage is. If you know it, I don't think you would, because I don't know mine, and I have a lot of metrics that we track. That's not one of them. It doesn't add value to my business. And then just let me know how you're getting on with that one. So yeah, let me know. It's going to go through Ismo Smile. I'm so saying that wrong. I can only apologise. Before I answer your question, I just want to put a big shout out to Jimmy Coates over on Instagram, Yeri Irene over on Instagram, and Mark Parker 85. Hey guys, if you've got questions, please drop them on Instagram. I will answer them. I can see them. They're here. Let's kind of go through. Ismo said, I started 1 year ago and I did every possible mistake. Brad, PPC, out of stock, struggle with shipping items, losing perfect ranking. It was really hard to get back to the top. Learned many things. Cool, good man. But I don't do PL, private label, so I can't really help you. I'm OA. I've done a bit of wholesale, but I'm that, so I'm really sorry. I can't really help you with private label. Sorry, mate. Let's go jump through. What do we got here? Gigs. What amount of monthly profit would you expect from VA after the first few months? Great question. Someone asked this on Instagram the other day, and I answered it. 1 second. I'll do some calculations because I do this on the calculation thing. So, if you guys got a pen and paper, let's do this. I won't do a screen share. So, if you've got a pen and paper, it's a really good thing. I'm going to do it UK, but I'll tell you the numbers for the USA as well, kind of on it. So, the way we look at this equation is that month 3, they should be spending 1,333 per week. You should be spending that much on the deals. And 1,333 multiplied by 4.2 weeks in a month is generally about £5,600 gigs, I'm assuming in the UK. £5,600 multiplied by 30% ROI, cost of goods 5,600 multiplied by 30% ROI, generates about 1,600, don't quote me, I think it's 1,580 cash profit or gross profit. So you've now got to pay the VA £400, let's call it 1,600, £400. So you're going to be left with about £1,200 net profit, which is great. So you're looking at 1,200 at the end of month 3. Now the reason why I say this is because, by the way, month 3 of a sourcing VA isn't the peak of their performance. We generally start to see the peak of their performance comes around month 6. It can get higher, but most VAs will kind of max out around month 6, and then they'll maintain thereafter. But the one thing I would say is think about your own journey. You didn't get to 3 months learning how to sell on Amazon, and then all of a sudden, wow, you knew exactly how to do everything. That just didn't happen. I think the question comes is, what you're really looking to do is to get into month 3 metrics I talked about, and you might not be like, oh, wow, only like 1,233. No, that's really good. But I do think the answer has got to be, you get there, then you're looking to push hard, continue to grow. But that's the kind of metric that we would be looking at around month 3. So I hope that makes sense. Just a big shout out to Edison. Please don't spam. It's not going to be helpful. I will remove. We've done it like 5 times. So honestly, if you're looking for a drop shipping client, fantastic. Not something we do. Try and keep it a friendly place. So gigs, I hope that answers your questions. Let me know down below. Obviously, I can really support you in that as well. So let's kind of jump through gigs. Let me know if that answers your question, or if there's anything specifically you want to know that I haven't answered around that. But I think that's the best way I look at it. So, by the way, profit sales per month, ROI. ROI is the only metric really you need to be considering when you think about a VA in regards to managing performance. I will be careful. It shouldn't be a metric. We should obviously consider the others when we consider deal analysis for the deals that the VA's given us, definitely. But when we look at a VA's performance, the only metric we're really looking at is what? ROI and spend. Why? Because they are very easy to measure, that we can then do calculations to understand, should we say, actual gross profits, and then minus revenue, minus costs, which is their salary, which is actual revenue. So we only really need to think about ROI and spend. They're the 2 metrics. Why? Because then we can get the gross profit figure. That's how we do it in my company. That's how we've done it. And why? Because I can do that calculation I just told you about, which I think is really important, because if you can't do that calculation I just told you about, I think that's something really considering, or really important, because you've got to be able to do the calculations to understand if your VA is bringing value or not. I just want to quickly jump over to Instagram, because my God, I've got an Instagram comment. Hey, thank you very much. Rakon44 says, how do you monitor a VA if he's really working or hardly working? Great question. I'm going to give you an analogy, and then I will share what we do in our company. So let me ask you a question. This is Rakon44 over on Instagram right here, by the way. He says, how do you hire a VA, or how do you monitor a VA if he's working or hardly working? So the way I consider this is, ask yourself the question, if my VA worked, let's say for example, they're supposed to work 8 hours a day. If my VA worked 12 hours a day and got me 4 deals a day, and let's say 8's the target. If I got 4 deals a day for 12 hours worth of work, would I be happy then? Or if they worked 6 hours a day and got me 12 deals a day, would I be happy then? Which one would I prefer? Now, what we understand from those 2 scenarios is, number one is working more hours than the other one, but the results are a lot less. Now, this could be for a number of reasons, and obviously we can go into massive detail about that, but what we understand is that you'll probably want the more deals than you would the hours worked. So what does this teach us? It teaches us that actually the primary focus isn't hours worked, it's results. Why? Because even if my VA works 4 hours a week getting the results, I'm pretty happy. Whereas if they work 12 hours a week, 12 hours a day, sorry, and they don't get the results, I'm not happy. But they have done the work we asked. So You can do time tracking software. Things like Buybot Pro, FBA Multitool have that built in. If not, Hubstaff is another option to do it. SAS we use, but it doesn't have it built in. You can do time tracking, but if you want to know, we don't do time tracking at all. We don't do time tracking at all. But what we do is we do track the results of our VA, and we say to them, look, you need to turn up for the meetings that we want of you. Number one, you need to turn up for the meetings. Number two, you need to get the results. But outside of that, what you do, how many hours you work is completely up to you. But what we do know is that those hours, the VAs, or the results we're asking the VA, are not easy to achieve. And we do track them, we watch them, we monitor them all the time, and we watch them relative to the performance of all our other VAs, so we know that if the market goes up, or the other VAs do well, then all of a sudden that will do. And generally speaking, we will have people who take advantage, but it's not always the case. But I focus on results rather than work or hours worked. That's the primary metric, and I think you hopefully understand by the initial thing, that's the most important thing. So the question I would ask your VA is, if you think they're not working enough, have an honest conversation. Hey, like, how are you getting on? Tell me about your thing. What does your day look like? My team check in and check out when they're starting work, and I say that, like, hi everyone, just starting work today. Hi everyone, finishing for the day. And they share a report if there's some videos I've done about it. But I really think for you, you could probably see playlists like how to manage a VA on my YouTube channel. But I think for you is just focus on results, don't focus on actions, because we all know it. We can have a VA working hard, but if they don't get the results, it doesn't matter. Hope that makes sense. A couple of other people, Danny Soto has joined, the Carter Maxwell has joined. The Carter Maxwell says, how long are you in the Philippines for? I fly out on Thursday. I'm in Boracay right now, so I fly out on Thursday. I've done Manila, Davao, CDO, back to Manila. Oh, it's spinning, having fun. Manila, Davao, CDO, back to Manila, and then where else? It's still spinning. Boom. Then I went to El Nido and Palawan, and then back to Manila, and now I'm in Boracay, and then I'll get back to Manila before I go out on Friday. I fly out on Friday, back to Manila on Thursday. Hope that makes sense. T-Priz, hey, Amazon like a boss, hey, and Cynthia Farmer 28. Let me know if you guys have got questions. Drop them down below on Instagram. I will see them, I promise you. I'll get back to you. Let's kind of jump through gigs. I answered this question before. By the way, if anyone is looking to, should we say, think about growing their business in 2022, 2023, get the right year, Tom. I am looking for 20 people right now to teach my 7-figure framework to. This is how I built these 2 companies. You're going to get all of this down here. You can see it in this little picture down there, but also so you get access to me and my team on 4 weekly live support calls, unlimited access all the time. You're just going to get them every single week. And really, I'm teaching people right now, it's my 3rd wave, and we're teaching people how I've built these 2 businesses, UK, USA, and how I can run them pretty much in just a few hours a week. And that's doing online arbitrage. If you're interested, fasttrackfba.com/seller, or just go to the website, you'll see it's on the homepage. Yeah, look at that. Obviously, you can learn more about my Fast Track FBA Seller Academy, and it's how I did it, my framework, SOPs, everything we track, the metrics, why we track them, the way we do it. That's really, really important. So I just want to share that with you. If anyone's interested, right now we're only open for the next week and a half. If you're interested, book a call with my team today, and you can find out. I think you'll really like it. And if you're really looking at taking your business seriously, scaling up with a team, building a simple, scalable virtual business, this is going to help you out. I can honestly really help with that. I've been doing it. I've done it for years. Done it myself, and we're helping other people do it now as well. So hope that makes sense. fasttrackfba.com/seller, or just look at the website. Let's go jump through. Jessica says, what is a realistic expectation if I can invest 10k and just continue to reinvest the profits? How much would I be selling monthly by the end of the first year? Approximate profits. Great question. I do a really quick analogy. I'll do some really quick maths. Anyone can do this. It's very, very simple. So the Carter Maxwell, I know you can't see yourself there, but yeah, sure, drop me a DM. We can go meet up. I don't know what time I get in on Thursday, but yeah, we can go have some dinner or something. Absolutely fine with that. Yeah, drop me a DM. I'll be in Manila on Thursday. I fly back into Manila on Wednesday or something. Yeah, but I fly out Friday. Oh no, and I'm in Thursday. But when Friday I fly at 8 a.m. so I can't stay out too late. But yeah, drop me a DM and we can meet up and have some dinner. Coming back to Jessica's question here, anyone can do this calculation. It's really simple. First things first. If you don't want to take external capital, it makes it really easy. By the way, I'm going to remove compound interest. You will get compounding, but it just kind of makes it a little bit simpler to do it. So, number 1, take your investment money, 10k in this case, divided by 3 months. Why 3 months? Because what we tend to find is that if you're going to buy something today, it takes 2 weeks to ship into Amazon. It generally takes 2 months before the product's sold, and then Amazon holds your money for 2 weeks. So add that up, that's about 12 weeks, 3 months. So take the money, it takes 3 months to cycle the money to start the process again. So really, you're going to do 10K divided by 3 months, that's 3K per month. We'll call it that, make it easier. So 3K per month, absolutely fine. The next one we're going to look at is 3K per month you're going to spend. Generally, what you generally tend to see is that what you buy products for is 50% or is half the price you're selling them for. So if you buy something for $10, you sell it for 20, for example. That'd be a good example. So if you've got 3K to spend, you're probably going to make 6K in revenue. Now we're going to work on the 10% net margin, should we say idea. You could probably do better at 15%, but 10% is a good idea. So if you're doing 3K spend per month, you're going to make 6K per month revenue, and that means you can probably make realistically, like I'd be quite confident in saying that $600, £600 per month. You could probably maybe get up to 1,000 with good cashback and higher margins. That would be it with a 10K investment. So you're going to invest 10K, you're going to keep repeating that process, and over the first 3 months, by the end of the first 3 months, you're probably going to start getting to a point whereby now looking at about $1,000 per month profit. That's a good metric. Now you can then start compounding that afterwards. So like month 4 would be like 3K plus 1,000 if you're not taking money out. But if you do, it's going to slow it down. So top of my head, 12 months, $1,000. You're talking about $12,000 maybe. Or it could be 12 times 600. That would be the metric I would think about. Jessica, I hope that makes sense. That's the way I do the calculations in my head, and that's the easiest way I can do it. You might be like, oh, it's not very much money. Well, if you put 10K in the bank, you really get nothing for it. 10K invested in, and by the way, the one thing about this business is that at the end of it, you've still got the 10K back. Like you can go and start other businesses whereby it's a lot bigger gamble. We still have the 10K in asset value afterwards. Hope that makes sense. Let's be Shizad. Quick question regarding personal credit card purchase. How do you pay for your personal credit card from your business account? Just pay it off. Literally, just pay off the fee. It's just a so you need to speak to your accountant. I'm not a qualified personal accountant. Please speak to your financial advisor. But the way I do it in my business is in the US I use a personal credit card. It's an Amex. I use that personal credit card only for business purposes. It's currently, basically, I treat it as like a business credit card. So we just pay it off as normal. It's in my banking, like, my QuickBooks app. That's it. That's the way it works. Really, really simple. It's the way we do it. It works. It's really helpful. So I think for you is you just pay it off, but treat it like a business credit card. Just make sure you don't use it for personal purchases. That's all I can say to you. Edison, already spoken to you. Thank you for sharing. Himson, do you train and hire like from the UK or USA, i.e. if someone's looking for a job? We don't really, and there's nothing about, one second. It's nothing about them. It's more about what's it called? It's more about us. I believe that someone from the UK and USA is just as good as someone from the Philippines. Like, I have met people in the Philippines who are amazing. I'm like, oh my God, like this person's incredible. The level of education is incredible. And what's even better is that the amount of money that we need to pay them for them to be happy and for us as a business to operate is a win-win, massive win. So if there is a strategic benefit for us to hire in the UK versus USA for a role that we need, we'll definitely do that. But if we can hire it from the Philippines and get, should we say, a very similar level of standard, then I'd probably do that in that way because the cost of operations are. There are cultural issues with that. Like, if you're trying to have to communicate to, should we say, do sales in the UK, it's a lot harder because Filipino culture is different from English culture or American culture. That's an area where we definitely kind of look at. But right now I do a lot of the kind of like marketing side, so it's not such a big issue. But a lot of and if you know my team, we've got 75 staff. Amazon business don't need cultural issues or cultural differentiation, so I can definitely just hire from the Philippines. A lot of the operational aspects of Fast Track FBA are Philippines, so it's not really something that we've found a need to do, but I'm not against it. It's not something that I do. Hopefully, I hope that makes sense. But again, it comes down to operational costs of the business. You can hire from the UK, which is obviously going to be paying a lot higher salary. I hope that makes sense. One more question, Con. Do you pay your admin VAs the same as sourcing VAs? No, we generally pay, I think. Oh, no, we do actually. Yeah, tell a lie. Yeah, we do. I was thinking about bonuses. So, yeah, they get paid the same amount, but the question comes is their bonus slightly differently. We have different bonus schemes. We share that in the VA Academy. So By the way, we do admin VAs as part of Fast Track FBA VA Academy, but we don't publicly advertise it. So if you've got a VA from us already and liked it, you can get an admin VA from us. That comes with all the SOPs, and again, the 3 months aftercare, 3 months support. So something that we do. You've got to ask chat. Go to the website, ask for support. We don't proactively advertise it. Hope that makes sense. Gigs, great, thanks. Good. My plan after 3 months, once I improve my management skills, is to hire 2 more VAs. Yeah, fantastic. Absolutely good gigs. I love that. And I think the real question comes is, start tracking those numbers. Again, focus on the numbers. Again, if someone works 12 hours a week, or you're like, it doesn't matter, but if someone gets, the spend, now you're talking, now you're happy. So that's a really important point. So yeah, do that. And obviously, by the way, building your management leadership skills is probably one of the most important things you can do, regardless of whether you can keep doing this business. Your ability to lead people is going to get you paid wherever. Why? Just look at it. Managers, leaders in businesses are always needed. Good managers, good leaders are hard to come by. Learn that skill, and I promise you, you'll never be looking for a job again. It's like saying sales and marketing. You'd be absolutely fine. Managing people is hard, but that's where your competitive advantage comes in. I am being Jazz J7, and also so James Rich Drums over there as well. And A. Wilson has joined on Instagram. Guys, let me know if you've got questions on Instagram. I will answer them. I'm going to go drop the Courts Maxwell. Drop me a DM. We can meet up on Thursday if you want in Manila. Edison. Yeah, the result rather than time spent. Agreed. It's Zayak. Sorry, I'm really bad with names. Please forgive me. Hi Tom, hope you're doing amazing this evening. Just got a quick question. When bundling products, how do you ship off the products? I'm not a bundling expert and I don't do my prep, but I can tell you my understanding of it. You probably want like a bag in what are they called? Like a bag that you put them in. A bit of clear plastic bag. You can buy them. They have a seal. So you just kind of put them in there, wrap them up. You probably want to put a sticker on. Number 2 things. You want to make sure that you can't scan the barcode of the products themselves. If you can accidentally scan them through the bag, that's a big problem because they're going to likely get scanned. So you've got to make sure they're covered or they're unable to be scanned through the bag. So number 1, put them in the bag. Number 2, most people generally put the sticker on the bag, and they also put another sticker on the bag which is saying bundle pack do not, this is multi-pack, do not open, just so that people know, in the Amazon warehouse they're not trying to unlock it. So that's what generally people do. Sometimes you might need to bubble wrap, it's a bit more sensitive, but that's it really. It's really just put them into a clear bag and then make sure the barcodes go up. That's it. It's not really too challenging. Hope that answers your question. Fashion look, Canarius? I don't know if I'm reading that right. Is there any chance to go UK and stay under the VAT registration, create a new company, a new Amazon account? What do you think? I understand what you're doing. It's called, oh my god, I've forgotten the terminology for it. You could call it tax dodging. This is there is an actual technical term for it. You can have 2 Amazon accounts. It's absolutely fine to have 2 Amazon accounts. Both accounts can be under the VAT threshold, but there has to be a justifiable and logical business reason for them. For example, if you have 1 Amazon account under 1 company, who is under the VAT registration selling a private label product, absolutely fine. And then maybe you have another one selling a completely different private label product, or doing a wholesale, for example, absolutely fine. Again, by the way, I'm not a tax advisor. Speak to a tax advisor. Your accountant. That's what they're here for. I'm not qualified to give this. This is my understanding. Let's put it that way. So you can do that. But if you are doing wholesale or OA, for example, and you have 1 account under the VAT threshold, and you create a new Amazon business, another account under the VAT threshold, a question would be asked: why did not the first business not just trade the products of the second business? What was the need for the second account? Now, under the first example, the need was they had 2 different brands, they have different companies. That's a justifiable reason. Maybe you've got to talk to HMRC. I'm not qualified to say yes, it is justifiable or not, but I would say there's reasonable belief that is a justifiable process. Even though they're selling on the same marketplace, they're different brands, different companies. But if you're a general retailer, there wouldn't be a justifiable reason to have multiple companies, of which both of them under the VAT threshold were trading very close to it. It would potentially be seen as avoiding tax. And in my eyes, personally, I think HMRC would have a good argument to come against you. So just be mindful of that. I think that's a really important point. So you can do it. By the way, if it's up to you, I just think you've got to break through it. You've got to break through it if you can do it. Hey, I am Bing. How are you? I'm good, thanks. In the Philippines, it's good. I'm in Boracay. Just type in Boracay, people. Boracay. Beautiful, lovely, absolutely love it. And that beach is like very realistic. I can walk there in 5 minutes from here. My hotel's just on the quiet side of the island. So I hope that the thing. I am being. Let me know how you are over on Instagram. She's thanks mate. Cool. How much capital do I need to make 2k profit per month? Michael, I'm going to do the reverse method. I love this. People love this question. I think we should do a lot more of it. So general rule of thumb. If you're going to, let's just do 10% net margin. 10% net margin is a really easy methodology to do it by. 10% net margin, so it means 10% of whatever you sell, you get as net profits, which is net profits means what you can take away. By the way, not a financial advisor, I'm just giving you my thoughts. This isn't financial advice. So if you're going to do 2k per month, you need to do 10% of that. So if 10% of your sales makes 2k per month, you're going to need 20k per month in sales. 20k per month in sales is generally going to be about 10,000 in cost of goods. Why? You buy for 10, sell for 20. Buy for 10,000, sell for 20,000. Hope that makes sense. So once we know it's 10,000 in cost of goods, what do we then need? Well, generally what we see is the time to the money, i.e. you invest money today, how long does it take to go through the whole cycle and get back again? About 3 months. So if you're going to invest 10k today, you're probably going to see that money will come back in 3 months' time. So if you need to invest 10k, you need to keep doing it every month. How much money do you need? We need 3 times 10, which is 30k. So to make 2k a month profit, you need 30k total capital. You invest that 10k per month and keep repeating that process. That should 10% net margins. That should generally work out. 30% ROI, that's what you need to achieve. Probably source about 30, 35, and then you should hit around that figure. Hope that makes sense. That would be my thoughts. There's some quick maths for you. It's Zachariah. Thank you. Cool. I hope I got it right. I'm really bad with names. I'm so sorry. Right, I've got 5 minutes, guys. I need to go quicker. What am I doing? Let's go here. Umar, during approvals, OA wholesale business model, some brand distributors ask about bricks and mortar stores in the USA. Question is, well, if you don't have them, what do we do? Well, if you don't have them, I'm guessing you're going to say you don't have them. That's it. I hate to say it, I don't know the answer to that question. I would actually go speak to Amazon Lit or Watch Me Amazon. Those two guys are big and they know what they're doing, and they've done this time and time and time again. So I would look at them. I do online arbitrage. They are the wholesale people. I think they'll be really helpful. There are some good answers that they have to those, but I think you definitely find it's not something that I do, so I don't want to kind of like make it up. I hope that makes sense. Sorry, I can't answer your question. Let's kind of go through. Mark Walker, great info. You're very generous with your time and information. Thank you very much. If you guys are liking, hit the love heart. Give me a love heart or a like. And Michael say, good man. Guys, if you've got any more questions, drop them down below. I know we've got some people on Instagram as well. One thing I will just say is if you are right now looking to take your business to the next level over 2023, do look at the Fast Track FBA Seller Academy. Just go to fasttrackfba.com seller, you can see it. I'm looking for 20 people right now to teach my 7-figure framework. You get all of this down here. You can see it in the corner, all these courses. So you get my sourcing mastery, purchasing mastery, and admin mastery. These exact SOPs that I train my entire team on. Also as well, we're updating them all the time. Literally, we've updated some this week. I've seen it with my team. On top of that, you get my business mastery, which is how I run myself. My time, how I manage my business in 4 hours a week is really 2 now. How I look at it, how I have an ops manager, how I built 2 7-figure companies, and obviously how I can do that in less time. Check that out. The other thing I'd say as well, you also get access to my team, my sourcing team every week, my admin team every week, my purchasing team every week, and myself every week in a Zoom call. You can ask questions. We're here to help you. I give you all my SOPs, my tracking, everything we do. Literally, it's like every tool we use internally, every system, every process, every mindset is here to help you out. If you're interested, check out the Fast Track FBA Seller Academy. Trust me, I'm only looking for 20 people. We are only open for about a week and a half. And then we close again. I just want to make sure we get the right people in, and it's going to support them, so do check that out. Think before you post. Over on Instagram, you said, I have twice, please check my question top. Just having a quick look, think before you post. I can't see anything. I will kind of scroll up on this side, 2 seconds. Think before you post. I can't see anything. I'm really sorry, I can't see anything. Quickly drop it in now, copy it now. I can't see it, drop it in now. So maybe I will answer that if you can get that in time. But guys, if you are thinking about growing your business, do check out that Fast Track FBA. Computer's not having a good day. There we go. Yeah, do drop it in now, think before you post. I can't see it. If you guys want to know the cost, by the way, people talking about it, we do change the cost, or we do reduce the cost, sorry, for those who've used our services before. Why? Because we appreciate you might have like the USS before, but you do have to look at the website, fasttrackfba.com/seller. You're going to see it there. It's going to be, you're going to see that because we do give a reduction for that. So I hope that makes sense. Think before you post. I can't see it on Instagram. I've just looked up. I can't see it. I'm so sorry. I've just scrolled up. I will give like another minute. You've got about another minute before you're done. Think before you post. Please drop that question in if you've got it, as you said, on Instagram. But I can't see it on Instagram. I need to see what the question is. I can't see the question. I've looked. I've scrolled up. I can't see it. So please let me know, guys. If you're enjoying this, please give me a big thumbs up. Give me a little love heart. Hopefully it's delightful. I'm waiting for think before you coast, and then go through there. And then we've got here. Barry said, should we go with products that have IP complaints prints in the past, like a year ago, the keeper graph is now stable? If there are other sellers, maybe you can take the risk, but it's really up to you. I can't say yes or no. There is no hard and fast answer. Really, it's about risk. I hope that makes sense. It's about risk. Trying to manage risk. If you've got no IP complaints and you feel confident, you're doing good revenues, you might be fine. If you've got lots of IP complaints, I'd probably stay a million miles away because you cannot afford to take the risk. That would be what I'd be thinking about. So I hope that makes sense. But definitely, Fast Track FBA brand checker is an option that can help you out as well. And that's going to support you in understanding what brands we know that are going to be like, oh, there's a worry here, we need to be looking at this. So I'd definitely be thinking about that. But I think for you is, if there are any brands or anything that, if you are worried about it, there's no hard and fast answer. If you do want to know with IP complaints, we use a guy called Jeff, fasttrackfba.com/Jeff. Check him out. He is very useful, and I think that's going to be helpful as well. So obviously you can see that, fasttrackfba.com/Jeff. That's going to be helpful for you as well. Think before you post. I've not got your question, and unfortunately it is time. So come back tomorrow, and I will help you out. So what I just want to say to you guys is, if you like today's live, give me a big thumbs up, give me a big love heart, and I will see you tomorrow in 4 p.m. CST time or UK 10 o'clock. Obviously, I'm here to support you guys, answer your questions. Please come back, join me, ask your questions. Hopefully you understand. I do this to help you out. I just generally want you guys to do better. So have a great day. Everyone, give me a love heart, give me a like. Come back tomorrow, drop me some questions. I pretty much try and do as much as I can. I'm only going to be doing it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week because Thursday, Friday, I'm flying, so I can't do that. So come back tomorrow, ask questions, and think before you post. I see your thing on Instagram. So thank you so much, guys. Stay safe. Have a great day. Hit the like heart, hit the love button. Bye-bye.